The capitalist fever dream part of the year is fast approaching, but every time I try to mind my business and revel in my true nature, clearly that of a feral crow, the voices in my head scream landfill and who ultimately benefits from our commercialized merriment. My parents were right. Adulthood is a non-stop joyride. To appease the internal council, in 2025 we are trying to have a mindful capitalist fever dream. And that is kicking off with a list of gift ideas for crafty girls based off items in my personal collection that I actually use and love, i.e. gift ideas that won't immediately end up in landfill. There's a mixture of thrifted, vintage, handmade and store-bought items, so let's get into it. Some quick housekeeping. Everything I mention is linked in the description box below, and here's a quick disclaimer. Be normal. Many of us are united in our love for a small, cute thing, a trinket, which is great because they make very easy gift ideas. It's 2025, we all know about blind boxes. Personally, I'm partial to Smiskies, but there are many cute options. However, have you considered DIYing a blind box before? If you do want to go the DIY route, you could either thrift some goodies or just put your crafting skills to good use. For some creative inspo, here are 2 tutorials of mine that you could recreate. Number 1, fake cake ornaments. The principle for these cakes is really simple. I create a base, I roll out 2 snakes of clay and then twist them around each other to create icing, and then I create simple fruit shapes in a contrasting color. Now naturally you can expand on this, but you can start simple and work your way up. I promise this is so much easier than it looks. As a side note, this also makes a really fun friends craft night idea. And number 2, Tamagotchi keyrings. Tamagotchi keyrings are both cute and easy to make. All you need is polymer clay, acrylic paint pens, some jump rings and a keychain. Another fun option though is that you could also purchase a handmade blind box from a small business on Etsy. I love these. I feel like crafty girls appreciate other people's craftiness, and quirky ceramics are the perfect way to do that. First, you've got the option of local artists. These are obviously a great way to support small businesses and artists in your area. Here are 2 artists I collect from. One, George the Slug, who makes these teeny tiny little ceramic slugs, and they're sold at markets and little art shops and online, but like, how cute are these? And they're so dinky and cute, I love them. And then there's Sausage Woman, who makes the trippiest vases with eyes. I fucking love those weird little things. If you don't have any local artists that fit the vibe, Etsy is of course a great way to find cool ceramics like these. A little bit pricier of an option is a handmade ceramic lamp. Honestly, mine is one of my treasured possessions. Okay, so quick side note, on the topic of cool ceramics and collectibles, I really want to find a fun avatar for this channel, a figurine or something that I can use as my stand-in for like chatty videos or video intros. Initially, I thought Smiskies, but I want something that's unique to my channel and I want to buy it from an artist. I feel like that kind of fits the ethos we got going on here. So if you make cool stuff, plug your work in the comments please, and if you know of any cool artists that make things like that, please drop recommendations. Okay, back to gifts. Thrift stores are often a great place to find weird and wonderful ceramics on a budget. Here are some of my favorite thrifted finds, and here are a few secondhand beauties that are still available. In my experience, crafty girls always have an overabundance of supplies that need homes. And what better home than a cute little box? Naturally, my first suggestion is thrifting. All of these little boxes are thrifted. You can find so many like quirky, unique things, and they're also a lot cheaper. Otherwise, stores like Urban Outfitters always have a revolving door of cute boxes. These are all from them. In terms of DIYs, the options are limitless, but your attention span and my failing voice is not, so I will limit my suggestions. For a more practical little box suggestion, vintage pillboxes are another beautiful but useful favourite item of mine. You can even turn them into an ornate lip balm holder like I did here. On to more practical options, craft supplies. Let me not lie, I froth a craft kit. As an ADHDer whose craft closet doubles as a graveyard for my hyperfixations, I've found that craft kits are an economic way to try new techniques and projects without A, spending a ton of money on startup supplies you might not need in a month's time, and B, taking up a ton of space having to buy said supplies in a way larger quantity than you need for one project. My personal favourite craft kits are from Craft Club Co. I've made handbags, latch hook rugs, moss kits, and more. Full disclosure, I am an affiliate of theirs, which is how you get this discount code. But that being said, I've paid for a vast majority of the kits I've tried and promoted from them because I genuinely really love their products and they keep coming out with really cute ones, so I just keep stocking up. They're all completely beginner friendly, but my personal favourite thing is that they aren't finicky. I've tried many kits where there ends up being 30 pages of instructions where you're gluing really fine details, and it can be just a very tedious process. Typically with Craft Club kits, there's only 1 or 2 knots or movements to learn. Like latch hook kits, it's 1, moss stitch is 2, half stitch is 1, and you could also make something and gift it out, like how I made my best friend a DIY bag. Other than that, Etsy also has a lot of wonderful craft kit options like these, and you can also DIY craft kits pretty easily. Today we're going to be turning one of my favorite DIYs into a craft kit. So here is everything you need, and would this not be so fun as a girls' craft night activity? You can make your own craft kits using the neglected supplies I know you have in your closet. It's super easy. I just print an inspo pic from Pinterest and collate the supplies into a tin, but it's a great way to keep making new things while you actually use the supplies you already have. Remember what I said about finicky craft kits? Let's call a spade a spade. I'm talking about mini room and book note kits. Yes, I know we're having this chat because I've added them as a suggestion. This is a caveat to that suggestion. Some kits are good. Some kits are long but straightforward. And some kits make you question whether you're actually dead and in a uniquely frustrating circle of hell. Unfortunately, I have not tried enough to give you a set answer on which is which. Good luck. Wait, we're at the halfway mark, so let me introduce myself. Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Mia and I chat shit while I make shit. So if you like making things or just background noise while you do your dishes, hit subscribe. And if you like this video, please leave it a like or a comment because it really helps the channel. Okay, back to it. We touched on storage from a cute point of view, but now we're looking at it from a, oh, you chaotic ADHD-ridden sweet summer child, let's help you hide your mess perspective. These options vary in price, they're just items I've used in my day-to-day life, so you can always try to thrift an equivalent or just bargain hunt. Wooden craft organizer. This one was cheap and is come in so handy. I use it for stationery supplies, but it could really be used for whatever. This could also be a great gift package idea because you could add some crafty bits inside. Wood craft drawers. These were a little bit pricier because I bought 2, but with enough lead time you could probably thrift something. Again, absolute staple in my household. These are so useful and they're beautiful. Retro craft cut. Okay, look, bestie, this one is more expensive. Don't look at me like that, okay? I know. However, it's very cute. It is cute and there is so much storage space that it really is both a fun and practical item. Craft lockers. I'm very much not suggesting that you get someone the big locker that I have, by the way, but you could get them a smaller craft locker and maybe even decorate it with magnets for them. I acknowledge that some of these things will cross over into craft supplies. It is what it is. Paper craft books and sticker books. These are newer items to my collection, but over the past year they have become staples because the bang for your buck is insane, and to be honest, this is the bigger thing for me, they are way tidier than having tons of paper scraps. This patterned paper book was gifted to me. I would have never picked it up, to be honest, just wouldn't cross my mind, but it's brilliant. I've used it so often, and honestly, some of these like pages you could just frame as art prints, which is another fun idea. So great for journalers, great for crafters, highly recommend. Sticker books are another game changer for me, insanely good value for money. Here are a few of my favorite ones. If you're familiar with my TikTok, you would have seen these so often because I use them all the time, but yeah, can't recommend highly enough. If you're familiar with my channel, you may remember that I purchased the Papier advent calendars to review them. Depending on your budget and also what sort of designs your gift recipient likes, one of those could make a great gift idea, but you can always watch those videos for the full details on that. There are way cheaper stationery advent calendars available. Typos come in at 60 Australian dollars, but this is also something you could easily DIY for a more personal touch. There are tons of DIY advent calendar ideas out there, from cutting and decorating the boxes yourself to buying an empty advent calendar from Amazon and just filling it. Is there anything more alluring than the promise of a blank notebook? I think no. Personally, I love an affordable notebook, so this dinky one is from Peter Pauper Press. I think it was like 20 bucks. They have a ton of gorgeous options. This is another option that you could DIY though. I've personally never done it, but there are a ton of DIY dupe tutorials out there. Planners are another practical option. I would love to be buried with my Filofax personally. However, this one really depends on the person. So a blank notebook may be a safer bet. There are also tons of guided notebooks out there like gratitude journals, manifestation journals, wellness journals, and reading journals. So you could tailor it to their interests. While we're talking about notebooks and journals, another easy DIY option is journal charms. Okay, yes, I realize we're straying a little bit from the whole crafty part of Crafty Girls here. Stay with me. Signet stamp rings. Some of you guys are gonna lose your minds over these, and for good reason. So I have 2 silver rings that are not only cute and chunky for when that's a vibe, but they also double up as wax seal stamps. I mean, hello. Unfortunately, I've not been able to find any gold options, but listen, if you find them, please give me a shout. Bag charms. This is another one you could easily DIY, either with a craft kit like this from Typo, or using any number of tutorials online. Here's an easy tutorial I made if you want some inspo. Sentimental charm jewelry. Crafty girls are often also sentimental girls, and meaningful charms are a great way to lean into that. This is another one you can buy, thrift, or DIY. Vintage juicy couture charms are a personal obsession of mine. They are so fun. Here are a few of my favorites from my collection. As a heads up with these though, apparently it can be really hard to find authentic juicy charms. I don't really care about that, if I'm being honest, because I don't resell them. I just buy them because they're fun and interactive, and I haven't found that really in any other charm brands, not because they have any value. But yeah, just to be aware if you are going down that route. If you want to DIY charms, making them from printable Shrinky Dink paper is easy and cheap. I've seen people make Shrinky Dink photo strip charms, and those are so cute. One of my personal favourite items in my collection recently that I've gifted to myself, you could say, is a little Tamagotchi locket, and it's got a photo of my catnip. And I love that dearly, so that's another recommendation for you. Again, these ideas are very much based off me just looking at my personal collection and seeing what items I actually get use from, but I hope you got some fun ideas. Drop me a comment telling me what's on your wish list, and also if you have any suggestions for what this channel's avatar should be. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, bye!